Hello and welcome to this webinar. This is a Hotels TV webinar, basically making money from hotel bookings. So what we're going to do is discuss how it all works, talk to some of our agents, show you a little bit about the industry, and hopefully we all learn something today or tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. We have people on this webinar essentially from all over the world. Which is great. Hotel bookings are universal, and global. And wherever you go, pretty much hotels are booked the same way. Whether you're the traveling language, I guess, is English. So what you'll find is that we're based around English, although we do have some language options, but very much the traveling, the hotel booking and the traveling side is pretty succinct wherever you go. So what we've got today is a bit of a presentation which shows you exactly about how the market works now, where the opportunities are in the market to actually make money for yourself as an independent, self-employed operator, whether you're based from home or you work in a small office, or you're part of a larger company that's looking to expand. This is an opportunity. Hopefully you'll understand the point that Booking.com do not own everything and dominate everything. Expedia do not either. They are ways of booking. They have an audience, which we've all used them. I still use them from time to time. But it's not necessarily where the opportunities are. Those opportunities have gone. These are different opportunities. And really, I guess I just want to bring that point home by explaining the business and the concept and everything else. And like I say, hopefully you learn something along the way. Our guest presenters today are the lovely Miss Vanessa Fonseca, who is our agent based in Madrid, Spain. And Vanessa has been with Hotels TV for a while, started part-time, as a lot of our agents do, and has been working the business in with her other business interests and has a real passion for the industry and has really worked probably more so outside of Madrid than inside Madrid. And has worked in Europe and has bookings in the UK as well. Hans Bakkereisen is our agent in Mauritius, in the beautiful Mauritius. And Hans has a bit of a different approach where, Mauritius being an island, being a holiday destination, is a different type of hotel booking to what Vanessa would experience. And this is why I wanted to get two different sides and really start to open the conversation. And this will be the first of several webinars that we're running. We're not just running them for new people looking at the business opportunity. We are also doing this for our agents. There are many of our agents actually on this broadcast tonight or today, wherever you're calling in from. And the beauty about that is it really shows a couple of different sides to hotel booking. There are so many different, there are infinite numbers, ways of being able to book hotels and reasons to book hotels. And this is what we'll discuss. So let's move on. Okay. So broadly, we're going to explain the hotel market to you. We're going to show you how you can make money, even if Booking.com and Expedia are the biggest in the world. There is still lots of opportunity, and there's still lots of other agents out there as well doing other things. We're going to introduce you to our agents, and we're going to show you the next steps to be able to start your own business. So for those newbies coming through, there's one thing about learning this stuff, but we're actually going to show you how to do it. And for those people that are interested to join Hotels TV at the end of this, or at least to find out more, we're also offering you, if you make an appointment to come and see us via Skype or WhatsApp, and you do it after this presentation today, then you also get a gift, and we'll go over what the gift is, and really hopefully you value that and the discussions that we're actually going to have. The online hotel booking market is valued in excess of $600 billion per year. So this isn't collectively or over time, this is per year. And it's growing faster than pretty much any other segment in the world. Okay, and I think you have all witnessed that. You can see it happening. There's so many more ads for Expedia and Trivago on the TVs. They're dominating. We're all traveling now, and every generation, you know, whether you're the baby boomers or your generation X, Y, or now the latest one is Z, which is under 19 or 20, I think. And you've got Gen X, which is 20 or 22 through to about 30. These are travelers. They predict that in the next 3 years or 4 years, the Gen X generation between that 22 and 32 will actually account for about 70 to 75% of hotel bookings. That is phenomenal. So keep that in mind when you're thinking of running your businesses and you're thinking of expanding or coming into this, which market you're actually going to focus on. Because, you know, if you've got something that's pretty funky, something that engages with technology, and that's pretty cool and relaxed and that offers good value, and I'm talking about hotels, that maybe has a restaurant, really good food, but good value. These are the things that this kind of Gen X generation, and Gen Y, I should say, not Gen X, Gen Y, the millennial generation, is actually looking for. But we'll go over that in some other parts. And this is part of the other training that we were going to give you as well, which if you click in later and book a time to interview and to come and talk to us about joining, these are the stats and the things that we'll actually give you. So what is hotel bookings? Well, we're all used to it now. It started at the end of 97, 98. This is when I joined the market. I created the first online hotel booking website for London. It was called hotels-london.co.uk. I built that, I ran it, I became an agent. We were doing $10 million a year worth of bookings, and then we sold it. Okay, so we're in the market 10 years, sold in 2008 to a company called laterooms.com, which is owned by TUI, T-U-I. You've probably seen they own Thompson's, First Choice. They're the smiley face on the back of the airlines. So TUI is probably the largest tour operator in the world. But what we did was exactly the same thing that we teach you to do, and the technology that we provide you as agents, you'll see, is the technology we built to be able to do that. Okay, so online bookings, getting back to this, is basically web-based 24/7 online bookings. The big names in the marketplace are Booking.com, Expedia, Trivago. You have many, many more. And they're pretty much owned by two entities, a lot of these now. Booking.com, or Booking Holdings, I think they're called now, and Expedia, and the Expedia group pretty much own the main ones. So there's a real monopoly there, and they charge hotels anything from 10 to 30% commission. If you've ever worked in a hotel and you've operated their point of sale systems or their booking systems, and they're connected into Booking.com, so it's all seamless, one thing you'll know, that if you want better exposure as a hotel on Booking.com or Expedia, you pay for it. So you might start at 10 or 15%, but if you want to be notched up to the top, you're going to have to up that by another 10%. So you're easily paying 25% to fill those bedrooms. And you're offering low rates. So you're filling the bedrooms with poorer quality guests technically that are paying a lower fee. So you better be selling some hotel services such as bar and restaurant and things behind that, because you're paying a chunk to get these bookings. And that's in place of the hotels obviously doing it themselves. So it's a really easy marketing strategy for hotels these days. It's a bit of a lazy one to not do it also themselves, and it's going to be a costly one. So On average, these types of sites do 1 to 3 night bookings and average $250 per booking. I'm going to show you a way that you can average $800 to $1,000 per booking. Okay, and the average booking is 3 to 4 nights, because that's what we do. We don't do more bookings than Booking.com. They're huge. But when we work with groups and events and trade shows, as you'll see, we do an average 3 to 4 night bookings and average $250 per night in revenue times 3 to 4 nights. So it's an average $800 to $1,000 in booking. And per event, we do an average of anywhere between 20 and 40 and 50 bookings per event. I'll come back to that in a little bit for you. So that's a little bit about the marketplace, but also what you've got to understand is a lot of hotels are always looking for other ways of generating bookings. They cannot just survive off Booking.com. It's not going to fill every room in their house. So they also have to work with travel agents. They also have to work with groups, and hopefully they've got an in-house sales department. They get corporate bookings and deal with companies and hopefully send people out to companies to explain how good their hotel is and why they should come in to use the bar or use the restaurant or whatever it is. And usually that takes place in the local area. Student travel is a massive market as well. That's actually a growth market. Students travel all over the world, and usually they stay for long periods of time as well. Tour operators and holidays, well, that's kind of minimum 7-night stays, 14-night stays. There's luxury travel, and of course the new phenomenon, which is Airbnb, and effectively that's homestays or sharing a house with other people. Remember, Airbnb actually started by someone sleeping on a sofa, or it's renting a house or renting a villa or renting an apartment. I love Airbnb. I think it gives some great options to accommodation. It's not killing the market. If anything, it's just providing more choice and waking more people up to the fact that they should travel and they should see things. And depending, a house or a villa is a great option for people if they're traveling with family and they don't want those hotel services and they don't want position. Quite often they size a bit of position because it could be in the country or whatever, where hotels normally position is quite important to them as well. But that's a great entity. So hotels also go onto Airbnb now as well to market themselves. But so hotels and accommodation look to lots of different ways to actually fill themselves. It's not just about Booking.com, and it's not just about how you compete with Booking.com, because they don't do everything, as hopefully you'll understand after this. Hotels TV, where do we fit into the marketplace? We're a website. We're an online hotel booking website. I put it together in 2001. We're called hotels.tv because originally we started doing videos of hotels. Then we started doing bookings and videos together. We still do videos of hotels. That's another conversation. You can still do that as part of your business opportunity as well. We have a video production company globally. And if you look on our YouTube channel or you look on the Hotels TV website under videos, you'll see some of the latest videos, and hopefully you see they're fairly progressive. But we're a hotel booking entity. And over the last 20 years, this technology has booked over $100 million worth of bookings using the same techniques that we teach you. So they're proven techniques. We have a complete online booking and content management system that you will find on Booking.com or Expedia. In fact, we built it at the same time that they were building theirs. So we started in the market in 1998. I used to sell websites to hotels and design them, and then ended up getting into the market as an agent. And that was through demand. So our booking system was built through demand thereafter, through people going, I'd like to do this, or hotels going, I want to do that. So it's a very comprehensive booking system that you will not get access to anywhere else. There are no online hotel booking franchises you can just join and become an agent overnight. We are the only one globally. And what we do is we look for agents in different locations to expand our reach. We want people that are home-based or small office-based that want to start their own business that want the technology provided to them so that they actually don't have to go and create their own technology. Trust us, it took us 15 years and we're still developing, and it costs just under $2 million in developers' time to create this over the years. It's not something you just go and do from Squarespace or GoDaddy or something like that. Website, yes, websites are easy, but booking systems, it's a different matter. Okay, so we have the ability for you to have your own website. You have your own destination page, and I'll show you examples in a minute, whether that's for a particular city or it's for a particular event. And when it's for an event, we call them PBAs, or private booking areas. The advantage of working with private booking areas for events is that they're personalized actually around the event. So you can actually select hotels that are near the venue or near the event. You can negotiate based on the event, and you can add value. Now, let me just explain that again, because that's part of our secret here, is that we work with groups and events and trade shows and exhibitions and companies. We work in a sector that we can add value in. We can't add value just competing with Booking.com. What's the point? You might as well just go on Booking.com. If you're 1 or 2 or 3 rooms, Booking.com has decent rates. They have good rates. They have good deals. And it's very, very easy. It's very easy. But when you're booking 5, 10, 15 rooms, or you're an event, a karate tournament, which is bringing 200 people into the city, or 500, even if you're a family and 20 members of your family, maybe they're coming for a wedding, maybe you're going to book 50 rooms, would you advise your family and the people attending a wedding, would you advise them to go onto Booking.com? Or would you call for hotels and negotiate a very good rate and added value because of the volume of rooms you're about to book? If you said Booking.com, you're mad, because number one, you can't book more than 4 or 5 rooms on Booking.com. It's not actually, you're not able to book more than 7 or 8 rooms anyway without going directly to a hotel. You are not allowed to do that because the hotel needs to know who's staying in their property. But the rate is going to change, because on Booking.com, there's only 5 or 6 rooms at that rate. And when they're gone, the next people to book are going to pay higher and then higher and higher. And closer to the date, the rates go up. It's just like the airlines. And the owners of the hotels are sitting there, or the revenue managers, slowly working the price up as the rooms shrink. Well, what we do is we negotiate rates at a flat rate around an event that runs for 2 or 3 days. That's it. So we know the rate we're going to get. 9 times out of 10, it's lower than Booking.com or Expedia, and it's a different type of booking. Sometimes they have a 7-day cancellation policy, sometimes a 24-hour, sometimes a 30-day. But generally, the rates 90% of the time are lower because we've got a static flat rate. We're also booking numbers of rooms. So we take a non-guaranteed allocation from a hotel. We email 20 hotels, but we actually only work with 3 or 4 hotels at a time. That's the other secret. We have partner hotels. So when we work with these partner hotels, we're working for an event like a trade show or an exhibition, and we can book any number of rooms we want because we deal with the hotel and the revenue manager and the sales department of the hotels. So hopefully that makes it a little bit clearer what we do. So you can either have your own website and load hotels on there, and you can have rates all year. You can be just like Booking.com if you want with this technology. However, to compete with Booking.com, you really want to be unique. So you either have very unique properties, maybe just go for penthouse suites, or maybe just hotels near a particular conference or concert or something like that. It's got to be unique. But the booking system is here, and it's your platform to allow you to transact the business and have whichever rates you want on there. but personalizing their own booking system around the specific event, whether it's a sports event or a wedding or a group or a party or whatever it is. There are thousands and thousands of opportunities right around where you live right now that you can start to access if you had your own booking technology, and we provide the training support for you to do that. Our interest is to have agents in every city in the world. Why? Because we can't be in every city in the world. So we want agents everywhere because you need to talk to groups and events and trade shows and exhibitions and connect our booking system onto their website and help them be helped by us. And it's free of charge for them. They'll get much better deals. They can even get a share of the commission. You can negotiate incentives and lots of different things that we can explain to you later. But that is the core of the business, which allows you to be able to book 1 to 1,000 plus rooms. You can connect into the actual main event website, which means for you that there is very little marketing for you to do, and there is no cost to the business as far as a marketing cost. And there's not many businesses you'll find that can give you that. But if you work with a trade show, for example, and there's 2,000 people attending that trade show, the organizer is going to link your page directly to their website and then send an email out to 10,000 people saying that you from Hotels TV have got 4 hotel choices at negotiated rates just for their event. Click on this link and go directly through to the private booking area. Okay, so that gives you leverage. It costs you nothing. You've done a deal with the event organizer, you've negotiated with the hotels, and you use our technology in the middle simply to facilitate the booking. It's a very easy business model, but you need the technology to allow you to do that. Okay, and that is what provides you with the business opportunity that we're talking about and allows you to compete in a market that has Booking.com and Expedia focused on other areas of the market. They are not focused on this because they can't be as personalized as you can with regards getting together with the events and the groups and you know, making it a more personal experience. And that has come full circle since I started in the market where we became very automated. Now people want personalized experiences, and that's really, really important as well. So this is the business opportunity for you. The technology is ready, the training is there, we provide ongoing support, and this becomes a platform for you to build a business. Do you want to do it part-time? Do you want to do it full-time? It doesn't matter. Do you want to do 1 or 2 events a year, or do you want to do 50 events a month? It doesn't matter. The technology provides you an unlimited number of private booking areas that you can create in seconds, and they're live. Add your hotel choices on. The more of these that you launch out into the marketplace, the more earning opportunity you have. Okay, so if you do 5 or 10 bookings for one event, but you do 20 of these, you've just done 100 bookings. 100 bookings times $200 a night. You know, you're talking $20,000 bookings. You've just made $2,000 in commission. We charge 10 to 15%, or we charge 10 to 15%. The invoicing system behind this is all set up automatically. There's nothing for you to do. We collect payments and then we redirect the commission earnings through to you. Okay, so let's move through. This is an example of a booking system that is a destination. So you can have one of these. So like Booking.com, you can have a selection of hotels. People can click on these and be automatically booked, confirmed, everything directly to the hotel, to the guest, straight away. Just looking at questions coming in as well. There is a chat function. Please feel free to drop some questions and I will refer to that in a moment. But at the moment, so this is what it looks like. Now, this one is about Madrid, which is Vanessa's hometown, but it can be anything, and it can look like anything that you want. And this can be up 24/7 with hotel choices, luxury houses, boats. It's up to you actually what you want to do with it. Okay, so this is an example of what we call a PBA, or a private booking area. So a private booking area is very much personalized around the event. We can even have articles and guides, we can give directions, we can have links back to the official booking or registration page website, the official website for the event. So we actually partner with them, and we co-join with them to make their booking experience much more enjoyable. And these are everywhere. You've just got to go onto Google and type in events in your city, and you'll see the events. You'll see if they have an accommodation link. You'll see if they have a partner or not. Quite often, a lot of these websites just link to a Holiday Inn or a Hilton because it's easier for them. They actually don't have a private booking area. They don't have online availability. They don't have specially negotiated rates to value their event. They're not giving a benefit to the people that are attending their event, or to exhibitors that have just paid $5,000 or $10,000 to put a stand up. They're not really giving them anything except a link. But they have seen that accommodation is important, and that is why they put the accommodation link on their website. So you just simply do it all for them. It's very, very easy. You plug into their website, okay? And this is an example of an actual website. They put a page up under their events accommodation tab, which just simply says that we're working with hotels.tv. Click this link, and once you've clicked that link, you actually end up on that page, and you can go ahead and book your negotiated rate seamlessly, instantly, immediate confirmation based on the allotment or the allocation that the hotel has just given you. So the hotel might give you 10 rooms per night, and then it might extend that once you book those 10 rooms. Or if they don't want to extend it, you've finished your allocation, then you can always get another hotel. We generally email, around about 20 different hotels, and end up with 4 or 5 that really give us amazing rates. And that's part of the secret as well, is don't try and do 25 hotels for an event, because you'll dilute your effectiveness. They'll only get a couple of bookings each. You want to work with 4 or 5 hotels and make sure they get 10, 20, 30 bookings each hotel, because the next event that you do with them, they will bite your hand off to give you the best rates and make sure they give you a great commission, because they know the value of the business that you're bringing. Keep in mind, if you're working with a conference or a specific event, these people are good quality customers. They spend money in the hotel as well as their room rate. We've done events all over the world. We'll get to our wonderful agents very shortly. I can see Vanessa on there at the moment. Can't see hands, so we'll go to Vanessa shortly. But we've done events like the Singapore Yacht Show, Asia Dive Expo, Move It in London, the Language Show, SolarX in Istanbul, Taekwondo, which was in the UK. That actually, we booked 600 rooms over 6 nights across 8 hotels for that event. The agent earned $40,000 in commission from that event, the ITF Taekwondo World Cup. $40,000 in commission. That was a $400,000 event. 1,000 people, 600 rooms, over 6 nights across 8 hotels. And you can see why events need our help, especially people that know and understand the hotel market or get to know the hotels and that. Go Fashion Fair was in Amsterdam. The World Music Awards, we did that in London. We worked with the record companies, and we accommodated Michael Jackson, Gwen Stefani, Nelly Furtado, all these different artists through their record companies, because they needed a private booking website in order to make their arrangements on. Our agents are also, one of our agents at the moment is doing the sushi event coming up in Paris this year. And if you have a look at the bottom, you'll also see, and sorry, this is on an automatic feed for some reason. I'll try and keep this here. But this particular event We did the one in Dusseldorf last year as well. But the sushi event in Paris, there is already 7,100 people going to that event. And on Facebook, 89,000 people that are interested. Okay, so this is an enormous audience that you can put your hotels in front of. And think of that. Think of when you do select your hotels and you're working with your hotel partners. What happens is they're going to be broadcast to 90,000 people through the International Sushi Events exposure because we're partnering with them. It's incredible exposure. You should actually charge your hotels just to be on the website. And sometimes it's possible to actually do that because of the exposure you're giving them. But we want that to result in bookings for them. That makes us all commission, makes your customers very happy. And for this event, we're actually doing specific deals. We're going to be doing ticketed deals as well. So we are going to be doing a combined ticket and accommodation deal, as well as just link a private booking area there to make it easy for them to book. So lots of scope, and especially when you're talking a great audience like that. This was the page that we had created for the Sushi Festival in Dusseldorf. And as you can see, every page, there is a green marker which shows the location, and there's also some red markers which show the hotels. Suntec in Singapore is the largest convention center. We are the official booking agents for the Suntec Convention Center in Singapore. If you went onto their website, you go onto the visit link or visitor services, you'll see the link directly back to one of Hotels TV's pages. So these are the types of hookups that you can do, which will send, I mean, keep in mind, Suntec in Singapore has 800 events a year at it. So it's not so much the people that are going to come through this link to make a booking. It's the organizers that see us, that say, hey, I need some help with our hotels. Let's talk to Hotels TV and set up a private booking area as well. So this is where the hookups come with the convention centers, with the wedding venues, with your sports centers as well. We go over all this in training with you. And that is our page for the Suntec Convention Center, and it shows a selection of hotels that we've got partnership with around the Suntec Convention Centers, and awesome rates and added value. You know, think of added value like an upgrade or a bottle of wine in the room or a late checkout, or these are the things that you can do also. Okay, so very simply, before we cross over to our agents, the more events you work with, the more earning opportunity that you have. Get busy, connect with event organizers and groups and individuals. They're not all official organizers either. We're talking organizers. It could be a nurse sitting in a hospital that has been put in charge with setting up a conference that needs help. We're not talking about professional organizers. And we're not necessarily talking about big high-profile events either. Sometimes some of the smaller sports events, the kids events. I'll talk about one actually with Vanessa shortly to do with cheerleading that attracts 5,000 kids every year plus their families. Work with annual events. It's an easy one. If you work with events that actually happen every year, then you only have to make one contact and you can renew that contact every single year. You know, you're building a pipeline for years to come. You're building a portfolio that is actually resaleable in the future. So if one event's going to make you $5,000 or $10,000 a year in commission, you've got that already in the bank for the next 4 or 5 years. That's gold. And that's where you build the value of your business. If you've got 50, 60 events or 50, 60 clients, you've then got a saleable asset if you wanted to leave the business and sell it on to someone else. Probably another agent within our network be interested as well. Very low overheads. Like I say, we try and keep the marketing for you as low as possible. The events already have the audience. You're just leveraging the audience. They already have the audience. So you don't have to go and advertise. Booking.com spends $3 billion a year on Google advertising. You don't need to do that. You have an exclusive agreement with the event. The organizer just sends an email out, tells 20, 30,000 people on Facebook that, hey, we've got the best rates, come and book here for this event. Simple as that. All right, enough of me gas bagging. Vanessa Fonseca, Vanessa, are you there? Can you hear us? Let me just make sure I can mic her up so we don't have any technical issues. I'll have a bit of a breather while you all digest that information. If you have any questions, like I say, please put them on the chat box. That's you've got access to as well. Hello, Vanessa. Are you there? Have you got your mic on? You got your microphone on, Vanessa? There should be a settings tab. So we'll just give a few moments and I'll go through and answer a couple of questions while Vanessa's digging around for her
Can you hear me now?
settings. Yes,
hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Sorry,
Yes,
I was having some problems putting the mic, but I figured it out. So, hello, everybody. For me, it's still morning. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. So I can see there's people from all over the world. So it's very, very exciting for me. As also as Harrison mentioned, I've been doing this for a while, and it's very exciting to see more and more agents coming, and especially from all over the world. So Harrison asked me to join and share my experience with Hotels TV. So all started about 3 years ago. When I was working in a big company, corporate in telecommunications, so nothing to do with tourism and events, and my boyfriend, so he was looking for something to invest, so kind of for a franchise to work on with small investment. So we found Hotels TV, so we had a lot of chats with Harrison, and finally we joined. I was working at the time, so partially. Right now, at this moment, this is all I'm doing. So I'm doing a lot of investment with Hotels TV, and it's proven to be worth. So it started out, my first year was, I was not doing any events. I was just exploring the market, see if it was doing okay, if there was market here in Spain, especially in Madrid, which is my territory. So I did a lot of digging. I went and knew all the hotels, talked to a lot of event organizers. So I go and I work myself in networking events. So this is where I find my current customers. So currently, I not only do events in Madrid, but I also do events in other cities, because the majority of my customers are big corporates, and they do events in every city. So where Harrison said that we could explore the yearly events and some events that do repeat themselves every month and every 3 months. So I already have them as customers, and they trust us. So big leverage here is that I sell them that my service for them is free, and usually is something that they don't plan, so they don't ever treat of the hospitality or accommodation for their customers. So I try to go to every event organizer that they don't even plan this, so their invitees do themselves. And it was proven that this is an ad service for them that also makes them look very good towards the customers, and it is a space where booking is not there, and so we have a lot of room to explore. So I'm very active with, so also in my social network. So Facebook, Twitter, everything. So people see that I'm very active, and right now people come to me. So there's more people coming to me and asking me to run their events than me looking for the events organizer. So this was 1 year of going and looking and talking to people, and now they know me and they come and look for me. So it is proven that is a very, very good model. One thing that I really like about doing this is that it gives me a lot of freedom. So I love to travel, and I can do this work wherever I am, doing my own my schedule. So if I want to work in the evening, I do. In the morning, I do. As mentioned as by Harrison, this is 24/7 business. So it also you can program things and it runs by themselves. And so also a lot of to do with hotels. If they know you and they trust you, they will give you best rates. Better to go for bigger rooms, because small rooms, I started this to know hotels and to get the experience. I did some favors to my friends and families that were coming to visit Madrid. Some with me, some not, because of course booking is a lot of competitive to small groups. Because they don't offer what we offer. No, you can cancel prior to going to the hotel and so on, and the customers are allowed to pay before they go in the hotel. And this for our customers is great, because especially when planning a big event, it's not for that month, it's a few months ahead. So many customers, they like and prefer the option of being free to cancel, to at the end they don't cancel, but just have the freedom of having a better service paid by us. Regards the hotel, it's an ad for them. Also, the market is changing, as Harrison said. So my previous job was in telecommunication, and I still accompany that market. Some of my customers are coming from that market as well, and it is a fast-growing industry. Everybody can work everywhere. So myself, I work from a co-working space. I found a lot of customers there also. Because people travel, they need a place to stay. They give a lot of events, medical events, sports events, also the weddings. People move around, and they like all their friends and family to come and stay at the wedding where they live. So one of things that works a lot for me is that I try to specialize in some areas. What works here better in Madrid is corporate events. So because it's very, very nice food, it's still cheap, the hotels, nice weather. So there's a lot of companies coming and doing their events here. Also sport events, because football is very, very big in Spain. So a lot of kids are coming here to be trained in the football stadium. So I have some special contracts with some companies that deal this type of events. So I try to do some special things, and also on weddings. As mentioned before, so the wedding planner and and the bride and the groom, they need a place for their invitees to stay, and it proves that it works. Everybody is very happy. Even I had someone working with me on marketing, and they were calling all my customers, and they're saying that it's great, all the service that we do for them, because first is free, second we take care all of the burden, is a stress free process for them. This is great, because they have already so much to work on organizing their event and everything, so they don't have time to organize the hotels. For us, being experts, it's very easy, and it's an added service.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
excellent. Yeah, thank you for that. Let me ask you a couple of questions, because one of the things that I get a lot when I'm talking to people that are looking at the business opportunity is there's already an expectation that if they contact a group or an event, that they're already going to do their own bookings. They've already got that covered. What has been your finding with that?
Well, there was one customer that when I met them, so I met one person that worked in this company over in the co-working center where I work, and she told me that they do a lot of events. So I contacted this person, the marketing person that was organizing the events, and this event was in London. And at the time, she already had all the hotels contacted. So what I told her, well, this was in agreement with you. What I told her was that, okay, I explained about the technology. I told her that I would contact the hotel and do everything free of charge, just for her and for her customers to experience our web and the potential of our system. And we did that. That event was not profitable for us because they had agreed also no commission from the hotel, but the hotel told me, yes, they already reserved the rooms, but we are okay to work with you and everything. So I set the PBA. And at the time, the event worked so well that now they already asked us to do. Well, I did 2 more events with them after that, organized and getting all the percentage from the hotels. And they already contact us for 3 more events around the year. So it was proven that was profitable. I mean, it was an investment for my time, of course, because that first event I didn't gain anything, but this is one of my biggest customers. So at the end, if you have to do something like this, invest your time, do something free of charge just to show what the potential of the tool that we have, it is worth it. So my experience is that I did some. Yeah, I did some investment in time, doing a lot of PBAs because you can set a PBA in 20 minutes. It's very, very easy to do it, and even you can do it in front of your customer to have them their credibility on what you're doing.
Mm. Yeah, excellent, and it personalizes it directly around them, and my experience was always that once you actually show them how well the technology works and how much work you can take off them, so they don't have to do it anymore, or they don't even have to think about it anymore, they will pass you the business because it's so much easier than them having to do it themselves, because they've got to go and run their own event. They're busy either selling stands in a trade show, or they're booking tickets or selling tickets, or the last thing they really want to have to handle is the accommodation. But it is such an important part of it as well.
Yeah, and in the perspective of their customers, their attendants. So we also got a lot of good feedback because it's very easy to use. It's even easier to use than booking, because the rooms are selected. You have the price. You just they have to put the days that you want to select the room. Select the room if it is breakfast, non-breakfast, double, single, whatever we have negotiated with the hotels, and put the credit card information. So you're not paying. It's not final. So also their customers have a lot of liberty, and it's very easy to use them, and they receive immediately an email with the feedback and with the confirmation from the hotel. So this is also very, very, very easy to use.
I think trust, you touched on trust before, and I think that's a really important issue is that when you're dealing with an event organizer, they need to be able to trust you that you're going to look after their event. They're not just, because I think part of the reason that these people try and handle the hotel bookings as well is because they just want to make sure that things are done properly. And so if you can get your foot in the door, if you can provide them with a quality system, but give them really good hotel choices and really good rooms that they can trust. Certainly once they've done that once, they'll be back again and again, because if you book through booking.com, you don't actually know what type of room you're going to get. In London, I know for many years, if you went through Late Rooms or booking.com or hotels.com, you would have got the worst room in the hotel, which was normally the basement room or a small room, because you're a discount customer. The hotel doesn't actually know whether you're going to spend money in the hotel or not. They don't know anything about you. They're given no information about where you've come from. But when we book through our platform, the hotels know that it's to do with the stock market or it's to do with this particular client. So the hotel can have a fairly good idea that the clients that are going to arrive, your clients, are good quality clients, so they should be looked after. So it gives you a better guarantee that your clients are going to be looked after. It makes you look better to your event organizers that you're helping, and they get a better room, generally a better experience, and an upgrade or a bottle of wine, or depends. Hotels can't always do these extras, but sometimes they can.
Yeah.
So no, very good. And what about the relationship with the hotels, Vanessa? How have you found how important that is? To making sure, that, not only are the hotels going to receive good business, but they're going to look after your customers.
So that the relationship, it's very, very important. As you mentioned before, we need to make sure that the hotels are giving us the best room that they have and the best rate. So at the beginning, and I was comparing all the prices. So I was talking to some hotels with smaller groups, and I found that they were not giving me the best prices because I have a Genius account in Booking, and I was comparing and I was talking to them, hey, you're not giving me the best price, and so on. And so I found that I had to build a relationship, and being in my territory, one thing that I did was go there myself, introduce myself, and talk to them. And then I put my face, they know me, and now actually they are the ones calling me whenever they do something. They have new refurbished rooms, or the dining room, or everything. They call me to go in and visit them, because they know that I can bring them good customers. Because as I said, we are working with a trustable customer, with a group. They have coming to us. They have also. They know that we are not failing them, despite they offer to us the chance of the customer cancel the room. They don't see that happen, so they trust us. They are giving us the best prices now. Also, I talk to them on the phone, not just doing the email. I also try, if I know them, when I ask them about the kids and so on, going on a further relationship with them. and for that reason they also call me when they have better prices and so on, and they wait for my replies, because some of our customers, they organize the events, they want the prices of the hotels, but then they will reply not so fast. So I make sure that they will keep the prices and the allocation of the rooms for us longer, because this is also something they are fighting constantly. Not only the best price for us, the best rooms, but also making sure that they do the reservation of the rooms until we need it.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I agree. I think it's a bit of a monitoring process. So the way it kind of works is that it's a bit of a chicken and the egg. Do you get the hotels first? Do you get the events first? And I've always said it's a bit of a combination of both. You know, you want good hotel relationships. You don't actually want to do anything with those relationships, obviously, or start negotiating any rate until you've got the event. Because when you get the event, you're actually going for the exclusivity over the event. So when you become the exclusive agent for that event, you then have more leverage when you go back to the hotels by saying, hey, hotels, you know, we are the exclusive organizer for this event. And then once you've set that relationship up, I agree, it's a monitoring process, isn't it? You want to make sure that, you know, that the bookings are being processed. You want to make sure that your clients are being looked after. I don't know if you've done it, Vanessa, but varying the rates mid-campaign, it can also be very effective as well. So, for example, you know, when you start, depends how much lead time you've got, but when you actually originally connect the booking system to the events website and they send out an email shot saying, hey, everyone, come and book with Vanessa, you can actually then go back to the hotel and ask for a midterm special or a last minute deal or something else. So just because you've got that contracted rate doesn't mean you can't inspire some of your hotel partners to give you a deal that's only valid for the next 5 days. So then that gives another reason for the organizer of the event to then go and target their market again and reignite their market. You've given them another reason to send another email shot out because they've got an even better deal. And that keeps you in front of that audience, and hopefully that keeps the audience inspired, keeps them clicking and going through the website onto the PBA as well.
Yeah, that happened a couple of times. When it gets closer to the event, and it happened that I got more people coming into the event, and they were not included in the first phase, but these people could not get into, their budget was not getting into the selected hotels. So we managed to talk to one of them, and we negotiate the price for these people. And it, when you have a good relationship, and if you gave in, so that's why it's so important to work with a few hotels. So to show them that actually you are giving them the customers, you are bringing customers back and back, and so they will give you the best price, and they are able to do that. So one thing that I do is that I have a few events happening in the same place, and when I contact them for the first event, so I already have plenty events along the year. I have events for September, events for August, July, April. So whenever I'm contacting them, for example, for an event in April, I already told them that I have more customers for July for their hotel, and I will send them some information shortly. So they know there's a continuity, and that helps on the negotiation.
You're really important. Yeah, you're using your leverage. Leverage is really important, and as I said earlier, you know, it's the thing that the hotels will soon start to realize, and you should tell them, but they'll realize anyway, is that you're not just going to work with them once. You know, if one event organizer says, hey, I've got an exhibition, I'd like to work with you hotels, that's once. you're going to work with them 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 times in a year, that deserves special attention from their sales department. It deserves special rates from their revenue manager, because they will see you as a good partner. And as you've experienced already, they're going to invite you in for coffee. They want to take you for dinner. They want to give you free nights in the hotel, because you become a valuable supplier of business. So there's also lots of perks to being an agent, as well as you also get the IATA discount when you stay at hotels. Certainly, any hotels registered under IATA. For yourself, if there's a discount rate at a hotel, you'll get that too. I just want to move on, and we could talk forever on this, Vanessa. That's really interesting information. I've got a couple of questions that have just started to come in, or that came in earlier, and I think we should address a couple of these. One of them, hello, Irene and Nigel. These are some of our nearly latest agents that have joined us from Western Australia in Perth, out there, actually originally from the UK. They've got a couple of questions. How far in advance should you start to talk to the event and the hotels? So, sorry, I'll feed that back to you, Vanessa.
Okay.
I could answer it, but that's easy. But for you, from some feedback for them, how far in advance do you think that you should start to talk to the event and the hotels?
I would say whenever you finish your training with Harrison. Actually, I started to talk with them while I was doing it, because I remember in the training we had like exercises to train this. So I start to talk to them very, very early. Of course, the time between you start talking to them and the time that you finally find an event or close an event, it depends on you, how insistent you are, how time do you spend on it. So at the beginning I was not very effective because I was still working in another company, but I made a lot of contacts and I was calling them, and I put some notes. Some of them I knew. They were telling me, oh, we don't have an event now, but in August we will have one. And I put some notes and I contact them again. And so this made all the customers that I have now.
Yeah. No, I think it's really valid. I think, as part of the training that we do, I think it's really important that the sooner you start to talk to hotels and introduce yourself, the more used to talking to the hotels and events you become. And I think the more comfortable you become with your presentation, then the faster you're going to reach your goals. And I think that's really important. Just to add to that, as far as an event goes, you can target them the moment that the event is released. So the moment that the event is launched or announced is a great time to start to talk to them. What you'll find also during the training is that we also teach you to target events that are happening in the next few months, before you target events that happen in 6 months or 12 months' time. And one of the reasons for that is to bring your earnings cycle closer. So with this business, you can't invoice, and we can't invoice the hotels, and we don't get paid until the people have actually stayed at the hotel. So if you're dealing with something in December, you're not going to get paid till January or February. Whereas if you start with something that's happening in January and February, then you're going to get paid soon. And it's a matter of building up your snowball, building up the number of events, so you've always got events dropping in. And so the difficult or the quietest, if you like, but then after that it starts to. So hopefully that answers some questions there. Another one from Irene, actually, just regarding commission. What's the average commission percentage that you've been earning per event? Have you just been going for the standard 10%, Vanessa?
Yes, there was a couple of them outside of Madrid that we can close in 12%. But what I've been telling to the event organizers and to the hotels, well, the event organizers until so far, no one asked me to share a commission, which was good. So the commission comes entirely to us. Regarding the hotels, when I started, I asked 10% because this was my leverage against Booking. Booking is charging between 15% and 20%. So my leverage to them was that I charge less. But I told them that, okay, this is where we start. But if we start bringing a lot of customers in, then the percentage will come 12. And then if there's many, then 15. So it depends. So coming to Irene, yes, Irene, I'm now, well, it took me a while to get an average every month because as Harrison said, there are a few events that are planned very far away and you only get the commission after the events are made. But then I started to plan all months and then I have a map and I'm looking, okay, these days I don't have anything, so I have to find something to be held in this time. So I can have every month, every week something to give me the revenue that we need.
Yeah, very good. And so looking forward as to, I think there's a couple of interesting points in there, but looking forward to the events that you're working on, what sort of numbers of bookings are you looking for from your events? What do you think? What would you be pleased with as far as that goes? How many rooms and room nights, for example?
So, so I have different ones. So I have small groups, but for long stay, which is very good. I like these because the revenue is very good. They will stay like 2 weeks in a hotel, and which for me, I only take care of the PBA one time, and it goes longer. And sometimes I use the same PBA for people that come into the same place. So it saves me time. Then I have many events of 20 to 30 rooms. So this is also very good. But of course, the ones that we like the most, I'm preparing this cheerleading one. This will be around 300 or more rooms, which these are the best because you have to prepare an event, you select a few hotels, and you have many people coming in. And with the tool that we have, you can manage all of these because at the end, there are a lot of people that come in individually, and you have all the system providing the feedback directly to them without you managing everything. In a few times there was one or two customers that come back to us with some questions, and then we have to be very fast on replying them, and they find that they have a better service than they do because actually they feel there is someone there to reply to them, to manage their expectations and everything. And also after some events, I do send an email or an SMS to a customer, or in terms of checking the satisfaction. And when we do this, they actually see, oh, this company really cares about what we felt about our stay and so on. So of course, the big events are the ones to do it. But you have to start for a small one, even to know how the tool works, how to connect the hotels, how to put the pictures in the system, to talk to the event organizer and everything.
Yeah. No, excellent. No, that's very good. And hopefully some of the technology developments that we're working on, such as the app, helps you do that as well, where it'll they'll be able to. Oh, got some signage problems here. Not only will they be able to be able to log on and process the bookings using the app, but also be able to track them, and they'll be able to give direct feedback on their experience with us as well, and that's really valuable as well. One point that you did touch on, and I've just got a couple of points because we need to wrap it up soon. One of the points I wanted to cover that you mentioned was a sharing commission. And this is something we haven't touched on, is that there is the ability to share some of the commission that you generate with, or to use to motivate event organizers or planners or people maybe working with a conference venue or a wedding venue, in order for them to continuously refer business to you. There is the opportunity to share some of that commission, so they have a reward. It may not be financial, or maybe it's rooms. It could be for every 20 room that's booked, it could be that a room free. Have you had any experience with that? I mean, you touched on it slightly.
Yes. Well, I have the intention to do it because there's a place here in Madrid which is Fitur, which is a place for events, and they run many events, and I want to be their official partner for when they promote the events that they're running, to be there in their website and so on. And these guys, they want a commission, so they don't have anyone dealing with this. So we're starting some talks. So and if we do this, they want then to proceed with us. They will announce us on their website. These guys do events every week, so this would be a major thing. So I'm preparing something to present to them very shortly. Well, they're not event organizers. They just run the fair, and they have their site, very powerful one, and they can influence on their visitors to promote the hotels and to promote us as well. So these guys, they only want to work with us if we do something on the revenue share. So it's an early talk.
It's a negotiation, I suppose, isn't it? At the end of the day, when in order to open opportunities up, there are markets that are valuable and worth money, and sometimes doing a bit of a contra deal, or doing a bit of a share of resources can actually work out very well. What I always say is that, and through the training process, is that if you're going to give something away, just make sure you're going to get something back for it. So, for example, if you're going to give an element of commission away, make sure you can then secure a 5-year agreement with that end, so that everyone's incentivized, everyone's working towards the same goal, because not only, and it's worth sacrificing, it's worth sharing the commission. But the first year of an event, you learn so much. Second time you do the event, you apply everything that you've learned. And the third time, you just become an expert at it, and you can keep applying value and better hotels and better conditions, and the audience now, so you can approach the right hotels and you get the right rooms, and you'll have repeat customers that want specific things that you now know. And the relationship just gets better and better and better. And that's another selling when you actually sit down with an organizer, is to actually say, look, I don't want this event once. I want to work with you for the next 5 years to really add amazing value to your event, so that we're looking after your customers. We're providing an amazing benefit to your customers by creating a long-term relationship. So great. That's been very, very helpful. Couple of other questions from Antonius or Ton. How much time does it take to get up and running? Look, you can jump in if you want, Vanessa, but it's pretty much with this system up to you. If you get stuck in really quickly, we have a 6-week training program. You could do that in 3 weeks. We will provide you the opportunities to do that, but it really depends on you. And you can be, as Vanessa said, be talking to people within the training period. If you want to take 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 12 weeks, it's up to you. But, you know, it takes probably 5 to 7 days really to learn the technology quite well. So you know how to set things up and how to use the booking system. It takes you, you know, another week or so if you don't know the industry to really kind of start to understand it. Any new industry is going to take you 2 months to really understand it, but you'll know enough. And then it takes you another week or 10 days really to get to know the business development side. You know, everything you want is on Google anyway, or, you know, on event websites. Would you say, Vanessa, there's a fair bit of research that you need to do to find your events?
Yeah, well, actually, my experience might be a little different because I was not coming at all from this market. So I'm a person that likes to know what I'm talking about. So I did my research. I learned my process. I learned how people move in this area. So for me, it took me a longer. But also because that was how I established that I wanted to do the business. I was coming from a big corporate, working very long hours, traveling a lot, and I wanted to have 1 year of resting. But while I was doing that, I was talking to people already. But when I decide, no, I will do this seriously, and I put my effort and put my time. This is as any business. If you want to do it working, you have to put your own time. So if you are very insistent, you can even take longer than the times that you mentioned, Harrison, because it's very easy to start. It's nothing. It's just talking to people, using Google, as you said. Everything is on Google. The distance, the venues, all the information on the venues, the information on the events coming for the next year, for this year, everything is there. The contacts of the people, you can use LinkedIn and you can reach whoever you need to reach. So the information is everywhere. So it's very easy to get to contact and to put your hands on the business.
Yeah, very good. No, that's excellent. And no, it is. And I've always viewed it as that. And I've always tried to explain that to people that hotel booking is a very easy business. It's the relationships that take the time to build up. But the actual, you know, there's plenty of hotels there, and every hotel wants more business. And all the events and groups need hotels and want a better rate. And they just can't get a better rate because they don't have the technology to really, once they've got that rate, to properly facilitate the booking. And this is where we come in and we really add value, as well as the being local and being able to direct them to certain things, being able to answer any questions, and being their kind of link between the event and the hotels, which is what we're there to do. So that's good. A couple of other questions. Do we do complaint handling? Yeah, we do. You know, sometimes maybe someone arrives at a hotel and they're not happy and they had a bad experience. They're the best opportunities to create long-term loyalty. You know, when people come to you, they're coming to you to give you an opportunity to fix it. Most of the time it's been because maybe a hotel has let them down. And so we will go to that hotel and explain the circumstances and even get them a resolution, or you know, they might even end up with a free night, or they might get a dinner if they're still in the hotel, or we will try and resolve that as best we can. And it's only by really tackling that problem head on that you really win the loyalty of the customer, because the guest wants to know for the future, can I trust Hotels TV? Yeah, hotels can let me down all over the world, but will Hotels TV actually do something about it? Yes, we will. Do the others, like Booking.com or Expedia? My experience, I'm not against those guys. My experience is that they don't tend to do that. And so we can really differentiate ourselves by really handling that professionally for them. Another question is, where is the training? The training is online. We're an online booking opportunity or business opportunity. We run our training using Skype, using webinars like these. We've got over 50 hours worth of webinars recorded that you get access to. And we meet once a week on Skype through the training process where we train you and we give you access to the technology. We give you the login details. We set up your email addresses. It's a complete turnkey business, and that's what we do. Sorry, the wind is actually blowing my sign down, which is why through the presentation it's become closer and closer to me. So yeah, we cover all that. It's a step-by-step training process. You have an online training area which you log into and you can work through module after module. There are video tutorials to go through, and there are one-to-one training sessions every week. And we find that combination through that length of time, which is usually about 6 weeks, is enough to launch you. But you can, as Vanessa said as well, you can actually start running your business and generating bookings and new clients before the end of the training. You don't have to wait to the end of the training. Thanks, Jules. Another question from Jules. Is there a cost? Yes, there's a cost to everything. What we'll do is at the end of this presentation, we want to speak to you one-to-one. Our costing structure and our investment structure is very much positioned around what you need as an individual as far as your training and requirements and technology, and we personalize that around you. We want to find the right agents, so it's not always just a case of joining Hotels TV. It's a case of having a meeting with us, which we do on Skype. We give you a demonstration privately. We talk to you about, we find out a bit about you and about your background and why you want to do it. And that's really important to us because we want to make sure you're successful with this. And so we can discuss all the costs and investment and different things in one of those sessions. Something about there wasn't clear at some point about the cancellations. Can the customer or the agent cancel? Yes, agents can cancel. The customers can cancel their booking. We give a very clear cancellation policy. So when we negotiate rates with the hotels, what we'll do is negotiate a 24-hour, 48-hour cancellation period. So it's free, or maybe to get the best rate, it has to be a minimum 7 days or minimum 14 days or minimum 30 days, depending on the event. Quite often, the customers will call us, like we had an event recently in Singapore. We had great rates online, but there was a company that was attending that with 15 employees, so they called us directly to do that personally. And we negotiated them a different cancellation policy on 15 rooms a time that stayed for 4 nights. So it's 60 room nights. So it's worth then going back to the hotel, renegotiating again a different rate and different cancellation policy outside of the rates that we have on the PBA. So that's a possibility as well. And we go through that with training. So, but we can negotiate any cancellation policy. It might vary the rate or the competitiveness of the rate at the same time. So if someone really wants a 7-day cancellation policy or a 24-hour cancellation policy, we can do it, but the rate might be a little bit different depending on how the hotel sees that. Still a very good rate though. Hopefully that's clearer, but yeah, they're not just non-cancelable rates. And once again, you can vary that and you can renegotiate and provide a number of different rates and cancellation policies depending. That's great. Look, I think we've kind of got to the end of that presentation. Unfortunately, Hans, I'll just show this is some of the events that Vanessa's been working on as well. let's say we could go into more detail. You can see these on the website under the Agents tab on hotels.tv, and have a bit of a catch up on that. Unfortunately, I wanted to talk to Hans as well because he's done a lot of work on weddings in Mauritius, and we also offer marketing services such as video production, and Hans has actually done a lot of work on that. So perhaps when we can get him online, sometimes in Mauritius, the internet where he is not very stable, and that might be the issues that he's got at the moment, but we'll maybe set up a different schedule for Hans. And as you can see, this is Hans's booking website, and he focuses on a lot of those holidays as well as the weddings where you get multiple people. And he's got a number of weddings coming up this year, which is fantastic. One's in February. In summary, the hotel industry is very diverse. It's not just about booking.com. You can create your own niche and use this as a platform to help you do that. And you really simply focus on the areas that you can add value to and you can help. There's no point just trying to be like booking.com. You create a niche in an area that you can work in. You can work globally, you can travel with this business. It's all online. There's no restrictions. You can travel and you can go different places, and you can book in different cities, as Vanessa has demonstrated as well. Build up your hotel contacts, build up a pipeline of your regulars as well. Earn commission from the hotels as well. 10 to 15% on average is what you can get, and you're doing multiple rooms. Remember, this is a platform for you to build your business. It's a saleable or resaleable business in the future, so build up that volume of clients. So if anyone out there that we've got online here is interested to get started, if you go and book an appointment now, go onto the resagents.com website, book that time to get interviewed. We're interviewing people now for the next enrollment stage of hotels.tv. For enrolling, we're going to give you certified training worth $1,000. We're going to expand on the points that we've already discussed. We're going to go into more about booking.com and more about the secrets in the industry. It is $1,000 worth of training we're going to give you. Booking, that's only if you get that session booked now over the next 24 hours into resagents.com, where you'll see, if you go into the contact page, a place that you can actually book a select time. Talk to us. We need to interview you. We want to have a chat, make sure you're suitable to be successful in the business. It's got to be suited to you and suited to us. It's got to be suitable for both of us. But we can go into far more detail with you, find out what you need, and really tailor a program around you. Vanessa, thank you very much. It's been really enjoyable talking to you and getting your side of the picture. Are you still there?
Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me. It's also very, that I really enjoy talking about the business because I really enjoy doing it. So I on top of everything that we earn, I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, great. No, thank you very much. And you've always, I remember from the moment you started, you always had a very clear picture about what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it. You're executing that really, really well. It's great to have you there. And all our agents also are great resources for all the other agents. And we also want you to work together. That's the other aspect of the business. So, if for example, Vanessa has an event potential in Mauritius, then Vanessa can work with Hans can work with Vanessa. You can share business, you can share commission, and you can really create a global representation, which is actually what we're trying to do globally. So when we have 500 agents situated around the world, we become the largest online hotel booking agency in the world, represented at a local level. It means that you all have people on the ground, all these different locations that you can do business in. And I think that's really valuable. Thank you all for attending. Please message us at info@hotels.tv if you have any questions. Get yourself booked for an interview at resagents.com. It's free to do. You've got nothing to lose, and it might just be the difference in your online business career. So once again, thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.